Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. If you are new to the channel, you know who this guy is, but what you may not know is we normally redo the Three Amigos at this time, but we did that on Tuesday because Dion actually surprised me during our daily financial live stream today. Kind of cool. Walks in, makes my dogs go crazy, and he's like, oh, he was here like 7 minutes. I'm like, that's it? You don't want to chill for a while? He's like, I got to get on the road. I'm like, okay. But dude, he's so awesome. He came an hour out of his way one way. So that's 2 hours out of his own way to say hi to everyone. So Dion, you're a rock star. I appreciate you, man. That I will remember that. That was pretty cool. So
yeah, he surprised me too with what he said in the Daily Financial.
Zing,
but
zing.
really, it wasn't a surprise at all.
Yeah, exactly. Have you got your Pink Panther meme yet today?
Not today. I've already spoken with him. Yeah, I already spoke with him, but I didn't get, so I was already chided, but I didn't get the Pink Panther today.
All right. Well, there you go. Well, hey, I want to talk housing 2023.
Yeah, sure.
I actually just got off a great phone call with an economist, former economist, now real estate agent in Phoenix, which we'll talk about in video number 2. But I really think he kind of brought something home for me. A lot of viewers probably don't know this. I've read about it. I was even too young to be investing then, but this is when Sam Zell cut his teeth.
Yeah.
I think the housing market of 2023, 2024 will be like the S&L crisis and not the Great Recession. And that's an important delineation for lots of reasons.
Okay.
But when I say that, how does that hit you? When I say that, do you get it? Have you looked at it? What do you think?
I get it a little bit, not a lot of it.
Yeah.
When the S&L crisis happened, I was 9.
Yeah.
So a little bit, not a lot of it. Wasn't watching CNBC by then because we didn't actually have cable television.
Yeah.
But Sam Zell is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I could get that. You and Zell you'd be a hoot to watch.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's a hoot just to, I would just have to say a word and then you let Zell go.
Go.
Yeah, he's like, stupid politicians. Love that guy.
Yeah.
So I think I'd have to do research to really give an educated answer, but the feeling is savings and S&L crisis was more targeted. The Great Recession was far more broad-based.
Yeah.
My mom was what did that happen in like 86, 87?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, in the 80s.
So right around there, like mid late 80s. So my mom had just gotten her real estate license in 1985, 86.
Yeah.
So perfect timing, Mom.
Yeah.
And so she had just gotten into that. And so I remember she was doing still mostly residential, but it did trickle into resi. But it was really a lot around banks and how they had to then recognize revenue or something like that.
Yeah, there was, this is what I will take from the, because again, I was young too. I wasn't 8. I was a teenager, but I still wasn't signing loan docs.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think this is really important because I do see, again, all credit to John Wake, who we'll talk about in video number 2. He brought this to me. But the S&L crisis, when stuff went bad, it was very regional and even city specific, right? If there was a savings and loan in that area who got aggressive in home loans, it attracted more activity, the blow off top. And then when it went bad, they all went bad.
Got it. Yeah.
But it wasn't across the country.
Okay.
It had some very bad cities, but it wasn't countrywide, right? And the great financial crash was essentially everybody got hurt. Yeah, Texas didn't get hurt as much and because they didn't do those loans. But generally speaking, the great financial crash or great financial crisis, GFC, was nationally speaking, and the S&L wasn't. And the reason I thought that was interesting is because I think, again, John, full credit, he's in Phoenix, and Phoenix has seen a concentration that few other cities have had.
I agree with that.
Build for rent.
Yep.
It is estimate that 20% of the housing units that have been built were built for rent. That's higher than anybody anywhere else. Ivy Zellman talks about that. Open Door started in Phoenix, now has 1,200 active inventory, and they're, in my opinion, in deep financial doo-doo. Yeah. And then finally, really what was the eye opener for me is as you know, I believe the national median home price is going to go up because of structural reasons.
Yeah.
John's like, no, I got the data right in front of me. He's like, our inventory is exploding below the median.
Yeah.
Which means, oh, by the way, the median's coming down in Phoenix. It just is.
Yeah.
It has to.
1000%. I totally agree with that.
It has to. So again,
I believe Phoenix is ground zero. That's what I believe.
Yeah, it could be.
And the reason why is because they have a higher concentration of build for rent. They have a higher concentration of Wall Street. Open Door started there, but it's also their largest part of their portfolio.
They're going to finish there too.
Yeah, they are. It's too bad I don't want to buy something in Arizona. And Zillow also had a massive portfolio. That was one of their, I think, top 4 or top 5 cities.
Top 3, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was huge for them. And then you had the natural migration there from people that didn't want Florida.
And now they're going through their first summer. It's going to be a gazillion degrees. They're like, I think, you know what? I'm going to agree with you. I think Phoenix will have the largest, again, you got to be very careful with vocabulary. I believe the largest median home price decline in 2023 will be it'll be in the top 3, Phoenix. I'm not sure if it'll be Boise just statistically.
I think it'll be Boise.
Yeah, I think it'll be Boise too, now that I say it out loud, but it'll be in the top 3.
I agree. Yep.
But again,
what do you think of the other two?
Boise, Phoenix.
I think it's Vegas. Boise, Phoenix, Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. But again, I don't. So this is something else I did with John. So I'm going to do it with you right here. We'll get to Phoenix and Vegas next.
Sure.
So I have 4 guesses for the national median home price at the end of 2023.
2023. Okay.
Yeah. So 18 months. 5 to 10% up.
No.
0 to 5.
No.
0 to -5. -5 to -10. National. You could do statistics. So I did just so.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, these were my numbers by memory. There's a 5% chance, 1 in 20, we are down more than 5%. I said we are 20. There's a 20% chance we are down 0 to 5%. So total negative number is 25% for me. I said 60%. So it's my base case. National median home price is up 0 to 5. And then there's a 15% chance we're up 5 to 10. Where are you in that list?
0 to 5 to 10 appreciation. 5%.
Okay.
0 to 5 appreciation. 15%. Still pretty slim. Yeah,
all right.
Still pretty slim. So I think it's an 80% chance we're down next year. And quite frankly, I would be getting everybody into the bus.
Okay.
On, probably 75%. It's going to be 0 to 5 minus.
Okay.
And then 5 to 10 minus, it's 5 more percent. Yeah.
So you're definitely in the national median home price. Okay. So here's the one little wrinkle. And actually, John and I get into this at the end.
Okay.
And we've talked about this a bunch.
Yes.
So this is how I see the dominoes. Tell me where I'm wrong.
Okay.
As you know, I believe housing transactions are crashing right now, and they will be statistically relevant and likely the blame of Q3, Q4 recession.
Yep.
Okay. We have November. We have November midterm elections. The House and the Senate flip the other way. We now have a split government, right? A Democratic president, Republican House and Senate.
Yes.
I believe the only thing that is agreed on the last 2 years is home ownership. We can't have the national housing market decrease. Doesn't look good for any of us. So sometime in the first half of next year, we will get a first-time home buyer tax credit, down payment assistance, something. And then that distorts the bottom end, which again skews the median higher.
Yep.
And basically they will take negative off the table. That's how I see the dominoes falling. And again, I can change my opinion after lunch, as John says. So
the way that I see it unfolding is I've deemed them the giveaway administration. So it's coming. I think it's just going to be different. I think it's going to be some level of a tax credit, which means you have to have the money in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if it's a tax credit, you have to have the money in the first place to even get that tax credit. I think that that's probably something that takes effect. But you have to have the money first. I think that's the first thing. I think the second thing is, I think the top end disappears. I think everything above the median literally disappears.
That's interesting because
I think really the only buyer. And so I think that it will be the most dislocated housing market you've ever seen. It will be median below will still actually have a market.
yeah, because of
It'll still actually have a market because it's being completely propped up.
yeah.
And I think everything above that, non-existent. I've talked to so many people that are in that above median area where they're just like, I've got a 275 mortgage.
I'm not going anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was talking to a friend of mine. When we first met, he owned his house and a portion of a rental. And now he owns 4. And so in having that, and that's just in the last 2 years. And he's like, I blame you. And I was like, listen, at your retirement party, just give
thank me.
Check.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
That's right.
But the funny thing is we had that conversation and he's like, and I said, do you look at the debt that you have because you refi? Do you look at the debt that you have as an asset? He goes, how can debt be an asset? And I was like, what's your rate? He's like, I don't know, like 3.2. When you get a 3.2 mortgage ever again on an investment property that's worth 7 figures, when are you getting that again?
No,
it happened.
Yeah.
So I really do believe, I think the above the median, what's currently constituted as above the median disappears. I think below the median still there. I think that's actually still remains probably a tight market. And that's where the market dislocation and inefficiency, I really think gets me my Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Those people there's going to be distressed sellers in
absolutely.
that price range. And I'm seeing it now. And the funny thing is that even Vegas right now in that kind of $750 to $1.5 million price tag, there's still houses selling there now in that price range. But they're still higher than the previous comp. They're still higher than the previous comp. However, inventory is building and building very fast.
Yeah. This is going to be interesting. We're going to do a topic number 2 where you asked me about Phoenix and Vegas because I got data from Brian Lebo, as you know, and then I got information from John Wake. And I would tell you Phoenix and Las Vegas are polar opposites. And I did not expect that. So
that's interesting. Yeah. Because we both picked them to be in the top 3, right?
Yeah. So we'll get into that in a minute. But before we do, where can Still Not Retired be found?
Still Not Retired, Mike. That kind of answers the question. Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and Instagram, and my live stream Sundays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time.
That's awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.